Whether we know it or not, we have boundaries with every single person we interact with. Welcome to my blog on boundaries. We decide who we let into our inner circle, outer circle, or not at all. It can be decided on instinct or simply on how we feel in any given moment. The point is, boundaries are good, and none more so than for survivors of child sexual abuse. It's really important that we have boundaries and that we are fully aware of what they are. For some of us, it's very simple and we don't even give it a second thought. For others, it's much more difficult because we may have experienced some form of trauma, like child sexual abuse, and not actually know what good boundaries look like. You see, they were taken from us. This can translate to us not feeling overly confident in our adult lives and allowing people to take advantage of us, fitting into their way of doing things, even though it doesn't feel quite right. I think for most of us, if we're comfortable in our own skin, it's not an issue and doesn't even surface. But for some of us survivors who feel less confident and unsure about how to respond to other more dominant types, it becomes more complex. One of the things I find helpful is to check in with how I'm feeling, going into my intuitive self, my sixth sense, if you like, and noticing what's signaling me. We need to give ourselves permission to say no or to move away, even asking for time before responding to others' demands. What you may find is they're not comfortable with this response. There's your first clue right there. They are not interested in what you want or what you feel comfortable with. Please just take note of that before you start feeling bad for them. I've recently experienced feeling uncomfortable with someone who matters to me. After talking to my angels about it and trusting my instinct, I decided that the issue is a boundary one. More specifically, I have been allowing my boundaries to be compromised. I also realize after speaking to others that this is not an uncommon experience. So, what can we do when finding ourselves in a situation where our boundaries are ignored while not wanting to upset someone that matters to us? It is over to us to be who we say we are, say how we feel, and value ourselves and our feelings. After all, no one else can do that for us. We may find that people who are used to invading our boundaries struggle with this. Too bad. Our sense of value and self-worth is tied up with how we see ourselves and treat ourselves in the world, and it all starts with self-love. Part of that is setting boundaries and sticking to them. For those people in your life who love and value you, boundaries will never be an issue. Do you notice that? Interestingly, for those that don't value or respect or value themselves much more highly than they ever will you, they happily invade your boundaries 24/7. There will never be a time they will accept a no from you easily. We don't need to accept that. We teach others how to treat us. And if 55% of communication is body language, it could be useful to begin using that. Some ways that I find setting boundaries works for me include turning away from the person as they come towards you, not making eye contact quite so quickly, saying, no, that doesn't work for me, sticking to what you say, stating, I'm not comfortable with that, and then repeating it all over again if they still don't get the message. You will find that you may lose people in your life who struggle to understand why you're not fitting in with them, doing what they want, allowing them to invade your boundaries like they always have, and quite happily, thank you. But my question is this: have they even considered your feelings? Are they really thinking about you? Are they really respecting you when you say no? Don't ever be afraid to feel safe and comfortable by living within your own boundaries. Have a lovely day, everyone. Look after yourself. Keep those loved ones close. And remember, we don't always get it right, but at least we try. Until next time.